Hi, my name is Lachelle Corley. I'm the owner and primary therapist of Sound Mind Recovery Center. Welcome back to our Mental Health Mondays. This is our last episode for this series. Again, this is our way of spreading mental health awareness. I'm glad that you've joined us, so let's dive right in. Our topic for today is accessing your sober point. Before we touch on that, let's talk about sobriety. Sobriety is the process of living a sober-free life. It is getting rid of illicit substances and no longer using them to self-medicate or as a way to cope with life's challenges. All right. And with this process of sobriety, the initial phase of it, and I'll say initial more like a year, right, can be challenging, especially that first month to 6 months. Many times when you begin the process of sobriety, you will experience various withdrawal symptoms, and they can fluctuate from changes in your mood, your appetite, changes in concentration, changes in your quality of sleep, all right, and other ways of change as well, other symptoms as well. Depending on the type of drug that you're withdrawing from, you want to make sure you're connected to professional help because withdrawing from it cold turkey can be fatal. And the drugs that I'm referring to is alcohol, benzodiazepines like Valium, Xanax, and also opioids. Again, you want to be connected to medical support, a doctor, to assist you in your withdrawal off of these three types of drugs. Okay. In addition to connected to professional help via a therapist, mental health therapist, or substance abuse counselor. At Sound Mind Recovery Center, we do specialize in co-occurring treatment, meaning we do treat mental health and substance abuse diagnosis simultaneously, and we also can treat mental health separately and on its own. So, in addition to the changes that do occur, some people experience withdrawal symptoms beyond a month. All right, and that's referred to as protracted withdrawal symptoms, and they can last up to 6 months. And these are considered more of a long-term, again, a long-term experience, and being connected to medical support in addition to a therapist is important to provide you with the proper level of support to navigate that time period of transition. After 6 months, a lot of people feel a lot better in regards to noticing the withdrawal symptoms have decreased significantly. They feel a little bit more in control, and they're starting to be more positive and embrace their sobriety journey a lot more. So now let's go to our topic, accessing your sober space. Accessing your sober space deals with, it comes from the mindfulness-based relapse prevention approach. And when I talk about mindfulness, I'm talking about being aware of the present, being aware of what's going on in your body, whether it's comfortable or discomforting, right? Being aware of it, not running from it, but staying with it, staying with the discomforting sensations, emotions, staying with it, not trying to find a way to distract yourself or avoid it, but being present with it, noticing it without being critical or judgmental, but noticing it from a position of curiosity and self-compassion. This is a mindful space, and this is a mindful mindset to have. So we also, with this approach, take some of the traditional relapse prevention strategies, and we blend the two together. I am facilitating in July. It's open. My group is open for new participants. A mindfulness-based relapse prevention group, and it will be virtual, and it's only for residents of New Jersey. All right. So if this is something that you may be interested in, please check out my website in the blog section where this video will be for more information. All right. So getting back to the concept of a sober space. The sober space is a space between your automatic response and your behavioral response. So your automatic thought response and your behavioral response. It's that small space. It's the space of a pause, right? Where you make a mindful, conscious, intentional decision, right? To not, to make a decision that is in line with your values and to not compromise your values, but to honor your values in that space. And from that space, and with your values in mind, with your awareness intact, you then react to the situation. So again, it's the space between your automatic thought process and your behavioral response. It's in the middle. So for example, here's an example. Say like you got in an argument with your significant other. You just started your sobriety journey. Say like you're a month in. You got in a real heated argument with your significant other, and you go out for a walk. And when you walk past a liquor store, right? And your drug of choice is alcohol. And so now you're starting to have all these intense cravings and thoughts to, hey, you know what? Let me just forget it all. Let me just go have a drink, right? To numb yourself from all that emotional discomfort that you feel. That will be more of a reactive response to it. Your automatic thought process is going to kick in because it's automatic. It's a way of thinking that you've been doing for a long time, and it's going to kick in, right? So if you respond off of that automatic thought process, that your traditional automatic thought process, you're going to go get yourself a drink and you're going to compromise your sobriety journey. However, when you come to a place where you can be in your sober space, all of the previous things I stated in regards to the automatic thought process can occur. You get in that argument with your significant other. You walk past the liquor store. You see the liquor store and it's triggering now those cravings. You want to drink, and the thoughts are going through your mind. Forget it. What's the point? You need to do something to calm yourself down. Go get you a drink, right? In your sober space, you are aware of all of that. And you stay with it. You stay with it. You don't try to run from it. You confront it and you stay with it and you sit with it. And you allow it to be just that. You recognize it for what it is. I'm having cravings. My cravings is also, directing me towards going to get a bottle of whatever, right? And to utilize that to numb myself. And I got all the excuses going through my mind as to justify why I should do it. But the difference now is if you bring that into your sober space, right? It's a space of grace, right? It's a space where you give yourself time to think it through before taking any action. So in that space, when you're in your sober space, you recognize, dag, I notice I'm salivating. I notice my hand is shaking, right? I notice I'm really angry and I want to just give up right now on my progress, right? And you recognize also that this is nothing but sensations, because our emotions is nothing more than sensations. And these sensations, although uncomfortable, they won't kill us. And I know that's a very more direct term, but those emotions are not going to kill you, but they are going to give you discomfort, right? So then you recognize that, you know what, this is just my body responding to how it's used to responding, right? And then in the sober space, you're able to rationalize it. I've been clean for a month. I made a lot of good progress. I can contact someone for support, right? So as opposed to you going into that store in your sober space, you're fighting against it, you're challenging it, you're going to contact a sponsor. You're going to contact a friend, because in addition to that, in addition to being able to be aware, you also have your tools in your sober space, right? And then from that place of grace, from that place of pause, you then react. And the outcome is a lot different. It's not reactive, right? You're not being reactive because your automatic thought process wants you to be reactive, right? You're being intentional in your decision making, right? You're responding from a place of grace, a place of control, and a place in which you are not compromising your values, but upholding them in the midst of pressure. You're not running from discomfort. You're walking with it. You're moving through it, right? And that's what your sober space allows you to do. Now, it's various techniques that you will learn in the group to build you up to this point. Again, the group that I'm facilitating is 8 weeks. That's all you need is 8 weeks, and it's an hour and a half long. It's virtual. And you will learn the skills that you need to get to that place. So if you're like, what? That doesn't even make sense. It can make sense. It's definitely an evidence-based, proven approach if it's implemented properly. We want to teach you not to run from what's in your body, but to learn to make your body safe, a safe place again. All right. So that is how you access your sober space, that space of grace, that space in which you upheld your values and not compromise them. All right. It's a place of awareness with curiosity and self-compassion, not a place of being judgmental, reactive, or critical. All right. So thank you again for tuning in. Please check out our website and our services. We are here to serve the beautiful residents of the state of New Jersey, and we'll be back with something different, something new. But again, take care of yourself. Your mental health matters. Have a great one.